I've kind of got everything broken into just paragraphs with a few headlines already added in. And now we're going to go through and I'm going to quickly start adding code in place. And you're going to see this is really fast. What I'm doing is I'm just going through and quickly pasting things in place. And we'll talk a little bit about each piece of code as I put it in. Some of it might be a little out of order, but I'll save and we'll refresh and then we'll go from there. All right. So let's go to my code editor where I'm going to quickly kind of add some bolds in place. And I'm going to save that and hit refresh, and you're going to notice that my bolds, my dates, are now bolded. They're still just paragraphs, but they're bolded. I'm now going to go in, I'm going to take these paragraphs out and make list items. But with list items, here in just a few minutes, you're going to notice that I'm going to turn these into lists. Like if I were to save that right now, you'd see the bullet points come in, but they're not real lists. You get the bullet points, but you don't get the unordered list. So let me hop into this and save again, and now I've got my unordered list in place in some of these. In this one, you see that this is an unordered list, but all of these are still paragraph items. So let's go through and remove these paragraph breaks and save and refresh. And now you're going to notice that these are now bullet points and they're indented the way they should be. These up here still are not indented. So I got to go back in and find those and add my unordered list there and my list items. And when I save that and refresh, you'll notice that they come into place. So there must be a broken where I forgot to end my list, which is why these are indented further. So let me go through and find that and save and refresh and check it out. That does correctly. This one is probably missing as well. So let me go find that and save and refresh. Now that's in place. All right, so I'm going to start adding a couple of pieces of code that I think I want you to know about. And let me just kind of quickly get my notes as to what that is, and so that you can understand this. So I'm going to add article there, and I'm going to end that article. Okay, I'm going to save it and refresh, and you're going to not notice any real difference here. My whole purpose for using the article components here is so that you get an idea that there are pieces of code that are used so that you can separate things into sections and articles and things like that. So article, the reason why I'm doing that is it's a standalone and reusable content component. I'm using that so that the content can stand alone and I can reuse it independently, like blog posts or news items. And in this case, it's specific job roles. And that way I can go find article in the future and style specifically articles differently than I would style other components. So let's go back into that code, and I'm going to add that article tag in place in various sections. You're not going to see any style differences. This is me planning ahead using things like the article, and you'll see here in a few minutes I'm going to add section as a component. There's the beginning article, end article, and so I'm also going to change my that top part up here into a header. Again, I can style header specifically. I'm going to now start adding my sections in place. Now sections are organizing related content. So for example, the section where my job experience is, or my section where my achievements are, or career objectives, those sections are going to be kind of job experience because I've got multiple jobs in play there. All of those are going to be treated the same. So the section where the article is job content, I want that to be potentially add a little extra space above or below, or horizontal rules, or lines separating them. So again, when I save that and I refresh, and I'm going to refresh right now, you're not going to notice any difference. And I'm and yet I've added these very special pieces of code. But again, that section, in a resume, I would use it to create distinct blocks such as professional purpose or key achievements or jobs. And like chapters in a book where each chapter covers a different topic, you're going to use that section to kind of create that break in the story, that break in the section. The header section that we looked at all the way up here at the top, just grab that header right here. Well, that header is used to contain introductory content like headings and subheadings and things that are overarching to the entire document. And in this case, it's going to contain things like my name, my title, and maybe even also contain a little bit of that professional purpose if I decide to use it. And it's kind of like the subtitle or the chapter title of a book or of a long essay, or say you're reading a magazine. It might be the subtitle, where the title might be on the HTML document by itself. So I'm going to do that. I think I'm done. So there's what it looks like now, and this is what it looked like before. All right. So if I save this again, by now it's basically formatted. I put those extra pieces of code in for future use. I'm going to do one last thing. I'm going to remove that username and password. If you memorize it, it's fine. And I'm going to pull that out, and I'm going to hit save again, and I'm going to hit refresh, and now you see my website. Heck, I'm going to even pull my website out because it's not needed. Do that, hit save and refresh. Now my website's not showing there. In the future exercise, we're going to add my photo. We're going to add other things, maybe some color to the text, some styling to the text, some styling to my bullet points and things like that. So we're going to come in and style this in our next exercise. See you in that next video.